It's 12:37 p.m. I woke up maybe 15-20 minutes ago. This is typically how I start my day. So right now, I'm in Canva. I have a YouTube video that's uploading. I don't usually have a YouTube video uploading like at the beginning of the day. I think that usually varies. However, I usually I do usually post a YouTube video as soon as I can when I wake up. So I'm not sure what's going on with my internet right now in this moment. But typically I wake up and I don't feel my best. I usually feel like really tired and like groggy. It's been a while since I woke up and I feel like really just refreshed and energized and like, all right, cool. I feel like, let's go. I usually feel stressed out when I wake up and I try to just chill and like every day I try to ease into my day and just be like, all right, I'm gonna relax as I start my day. Now I usually just dive in with both feet and like, all right, let's fucking make something happen right now. So this morning I woke up and I checked my stats for the my video. This video just ended racism. I checked the stats for that, and it's at 1.2K views. Actually, when I woke up maybe an hour and a half ago, and I checked the stats, and it was like 961 views. And then, like an hour later, it's like 1.2K. So that's cool. Um, what I'm thinking of is like one thing. I try not to touch on the topic of like racism. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of black people, especially who don't like, who are really protective about the word nigga. I get it. It makes sense considering the history. I have my own opinions about this. Like if we were never told that we were slaves, would we know we were slaves? Of course not. If we were never know that we were oppressed, would we know that we were oppressed? If we were never told that we were oppressed, right? Because like there are people who are still walking around still a slave. They're just a slave mentally. They're a slave in a different way. They're a slave in a different system. They perceive that they have more freedom, but they don't. But they're still enslaved. I don't want to live that way. They're enslaved by fear. They're enslaved by shame. It's a different type of slavery. I know it's a touchy subject. It gets really political. I do my best to just avoid those topics and like, this is the right way. This like, it's ridiculous for me to believe that I know what's best for everybody. That I know how to run a country. That I know what's best for most people and how things should be. How ignorant of me to believe that I know if things were done a different way, things would be so much better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what decisions are best for even two people. I barely know what decisions are best for me. How can I say this is a better way to run the country? That is so ignorant to say. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. There are no decisions that can be made that will benefit everybody, bro. Even the decisions that's made is like I post a YouTube video, bro. It's good for me, but it's like not even good for like my my sibling or perceived as good, whatever. So yeah, I do my best, man. It's hard to um oh, let me see. It's hard to just focus on what I can control. It's very challenging to focus on what I can control. I do my best, bro. Really, I do my best. I'm not always successful at it. That's why it's like, in order to be like, in my own experience, it's challenging to be successful because you have to be mentally strong. You have to have mental discipline because your brain can just go haywire. You got to be strong. That's why I'm so grateful for like the last 9.5 years of personal development, man. That like helped me out mentally, bro. Like it's so important to go to events. It's so important to read books. It's so important to continuously, like, nonstop immerse yourself in personal development, bro. You got to. You got to. You got to. I was half asleep this morning and I was like, dude, I gotta get my ass back to a Tony Robbins event, bro. I need to be back in that environment. I need a refresher because being around just a bunch of people who don't invest in that, um, like, you can start to feel like a fucking crazy person, man. And I am crazy. I am. There's a great Kanye West quote where he's like, people say, you're acting crazy. It's like, that's not an act. I act normal. And that's the truth, bro. I'm fucking crazy. But like, I know that I'm crazy, but like, I don't want shame around that. Shame is a very, very dense energy. It's a very dense energy. And you gotta remember, dude, if someone's like fucking shaming you, they shame themselves more than ever. They're always shaming themselves. But that doesn't make it like, it's hard to like, you can logically understand that, but emotionally it's a different experience, dude, because we're humans. We are affected by others. We are affected emotionally, man. We are not logical creatures. Sometimes we do have logic when we think things through, but we make decisions based on emotion. We make decisions to avoid pain and to gain pleasure, bro. And we justify those decisions with logic. That's crazy, bro. You know what's interesting? I just realized I don't feel like I really talk too much about personal development on this channel. I used to talk about personal development a lot. A lot. Like when I was doing the morning hustlers, my 5 a.m. call that I'd run every day. 5 a.m. every single day. Just getting after it, bro. That was dope. 619 meetings. For me, I just care about enjoying my life, bro. I just care about enjoying my life. That's really all I care about. And I care about art. I want to give my life to art. I was writing yesterday, and I know my family's not going to be happy when slash if they ever find out that once I get my vasectomy, and I know they're gonna have questions. Well, then what? What are you gonna do? And I'm like, well, I want to give my life to art. They're gonna be like, what? That's so stupid. And then they're gonna go talk shit and all this kind of stuff, man. And whatever, bro. Whatever. That is so funny, bro. That is so funny. The life of an artist. I'm a crazy fuck, bro. I'm a crazy fuck. All right. So anyway, I'm about to post my video about the mind-blowing conversation I had with my Latvian friend, and I just wanted to, I guess, show you how I start my days.
On my way to work right now, but before I head to work, I want to let you know something. A little fun discovery that I made today. Nigga, Threads on Instagram, Threads, nigga, is dope. I like Threads a lot. Not necessarily as a consumer. I mean, I've been on there for just a little bit, and it's just like, what the fuck is like, am I looking at? It's like really strange. I don't understand how the algorithm works, why it shows me what it shows me. In terms of consuming, as a producer, I love it. I love how I just like, I have free reign just to be me as a fucking writer, bro. It's so cool, man. And I am just like, what is it? What would you call it? Would you call it threading? Tweeting? Like, well, you know how they have tweets? Like, what is it on Thread? Posting? I've just been posting just real shit, bro. Like, real fucking shit. Funny shit, but also like just real fucking life shit, man. But I love it, dude. I love it because there's one thing about me. There's like a comedic twist to how my brain looks at things. It takes something that's honest and it puts like a comedic spin on it. I think the reason why that happens is, I don't know, maybe like, I think humor for me really helped me a lot with coping in my life, because I've experienced so much pain, especially in my childhood, man. So much pain. And I feel like I had to fucking figure out how to cope somehow. So I always looked for ways to make people laugh. Always looked for the humor in things. You know, I won class clown in high school. I was prom king in high school. And I don't know, it's cool, dude. I love it. It's fun. And I feel like what it does is it gives people who really love the book, The Real Nigga Bible, I feel that it gives them an encore. I feel like it gives them like a part 2. I feel like it gives them an ongoing, like, oh man, fuck yes. Like Greg's like writing, you know? You get to experience my genius more often. Instead of waiting for the next Real Nigga Bible to come out or my next book to come out, which I'm writing, by the way, and I'm making progress on and I'm having a ton of fun with. Instead of waiting all that time, you get to enjoy it on a daily basis. I think I posted, I might have posted like 10 times or something like that within the span of 10 minutes. I understand why like Kanye and Donald Trump and, you know, Elon Musk, why these guys go on these like sprees. If it feels good, you gotta kind of just gotta get it out. You gotta like express yourself. And let me tell you something, bro, I don't hold back whatsoever. I am completely honest. I love it, dude. And here's where my thinking is as well. Instagram, Facebook, they had to have spent a ton of money to create this app for us, right? And I'm sure they're looking for ways to make it better and make it stronger. So, how do you bring eyeballs to you? How do you beat X? How do you beat X? How did TikTok become so great? What had people flocking to TikTok? Well, the videos were very compelling, right? But why did like producers want to start going on TikTok? Because the virality of it. Because it pushed out content to people. and it made it easy to go viral. Now, is that the case with Threads? Look, I've been on Threads for fucking, I don't know, but just using Threads for less than an hour at this point. Me as a business owner, thinking as a business owner, if I were to beat out the competition, I would definitely include some kind of virality factor to it. But I don't know enough about Threads. I don't consume any of their content. I don't know what it's like. Maybe it's a flop, bro. Maybe it's a fucking flop. But it seems like with like new platforms, that seems to be like the way to go, right? Is that sharing factor. Look, I don't know, man. All I know is it feels right for me as a producer because I'm a writer. I'm an author. I love to write and I'm really fucking good at it. I'm really fucking good at it. And I love that I'm so good at it. Writing isn't an easy thing. So I've learned. So I've heard. And also when I was writing like my first book, like I was writing a book about my story before I wrote the Real Nigga Bible. It's hard, bro. Like writing is not easy. So to be able to be skilled at it is a whole different thing, man. And I have enough life experience. I have so many stories. I live stories as I go all the time. I'm constantly thinking of like new things, new angles. Like when I went to that brothel 2 nights ago in Mexico, I was walking around that brothel like, fuck yeah, dude. Like I was feeling so shy. There's those girls, they're making eye contact with you because, they, of course, they want to make money and all that kind of stuff. And at one point I like laughed while I was in that environment before I had sex with one of the workers. Because I was so nervous, I was so tense. After that, I was so relaxed and I was having a good time. I was enjoying myself. But beforehand, I was so tense. But I had to laugh to myself because I'm like, there's a lot of material here. And I had the thought in terms of like, I'm so shy here. Like, I'm afraid to make eye contact with them. And I see like a really hot girl and I'm like, oh my God, like her too? Like, can I go with her? So I knew there was like some kind of comedic twist to that. So I wrote about it on Threads. Shout outs to Threads, man. Shout outs to Threads. Did not know it would be this fun. YouTube's fun as fuck for me too. Because I just love to document. I've been documenting for 2 years. And then I've been writing in my journal for damn near 9 years, man. This summer will make it 9 years since I've been writing consistently in my journals. That's why I feel like I'm so skilled at writing, because I've been practicing it. And you know what? Not only have I been practicing it, I've been practicing it without any rules, without any kind of form, without any kind of structure. I just did it because I needed help like processing things. I needed help making sense of things. I wanted to just like document my life. And who knew? Who fucking knew it would end up becoming a very fucking awesome skill for me? So yeah, you can definitely expect me to be on Threads a lot more and posting a lot more. And if you like the Real Nigga Bible, trust me, you're gonna want to follow me on Threads, because it's gonna be the Real Nigga Bible pretty much as much because like the Real Nigga Bible is just me. It's who I am to my absolute fucking maximum, because that's how I've been practicing writing for the last 8.5 years. Is just me being who it is that I am to the absolute fucking max. That's how I write. That's the habit that I've ingrained, is complete and total honesty. So I'm excited to go into Chili's right now. I have my little handy dandy notebook, because sometimes it gets slow, and I like writing. Sometimes I'll think of stuff. So now I can like enjoy my work a little bit more, because now I can look for more observational stuff that I can talk about. Because usually, like at work, I just turn my brain off. I'm just like, okay, I'm just here and I'm just doing these things. But I also like the fact that I don't think about my life at all when I'm at work, because I think it's important for me to have that break. I don't want to just constantly nonstop all day, all the time think about my life. I don't. And I hear that majority of like the most complex math problems and like science problems actually get solved when they're not directly working on the problem. Think of it like shower thoughts. So I'm glad I get to step away from my life, step away from the problem for a little bit, to let my brain kind of do its thing, process, and then I can come back even more excited for whatever the next thing is that I'm working on. So that's where I'm at. I'm excited to go into Chili's. I'm not like over the top excited, like, oh, again. It's like, whatever. It's a job. It's a job. It's cool. I got my schedule, so I'm scheduled for the next 4 or 5 days. I think I'm working. So I'm like, okay, cool, bro. Like, I need me a motherfucking paycheck, dog, because my net worth, dun 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 dun, is $1. I need some money, nigga. All right, what's up? Let's see, what time is it? It's 10:35 p.m. I'm just out here in the dark, so you may not be able to see me very well. I'm just in my backyard, and I just want you to enjoy this quiet time, this peaceful time together with me as I do some reflection about the day, man, about where I'm at in my life. And let me tell you, dude, I am very grateful. I am very, very, very grateful. I woke up this morning for a brief period of time, and I saw my video. Jalen is my nigga. Oh, Jacob is my nigga. Had 960 views, something like that. And then right now, where it stands is 1.9K views, and I believe that number is going to continue to grow. It's only been 2.5 days since I uploaded that. I think as more people see the view count and the recommended, and I also believe that the more people are going to share it with others as well. So, I think it definitely has reached like this tipping point where it's like slowly starting to gain traction. I do believe it's a viral video. I have a cat that is it's a black cat. It's a very black cat. So black, as a matter of fact, that we named it So Black. This cat's name is So Black. And So Black is the most skittish fucking cat. So Black doesn't like when I try to pet it, but So Black wants to weave in between my legs right now. I just fucking kicked him. I almost kicked him in the fucking pool. I can't stand So Black. So Black wants to hang out with me. This is a confession. I like to pee in my backyard. My family doesn't really like that. They're not big fans of it. But like, it's like as if it's the weirdest thing ever, bro. As if we didn't fucking pee outside for thousands of years. I know things are different now, whatever, but it actually feels really good, dude. It feels like natural. It feels like, it feels better than peeing inside of a bathroom. It feels more freeing. I enjoy it. And I also encourage you to pee outside once this week. Try it out. Go into your backyard. Go into an area where your family wouldn't necessarily see you. And just
Just go pee. I haven't taken a shit outside, but I've definitely taken a piss. Anyway, So Black. When I'm taking a piss, So Black likes to like run underneath the fucking bridge that my piss creates. And he like moves back and forth. I'm like, So Black, you don't like being around me, but for some reason you like to like be underneath me while I take a piss, bro. Like some of my pee is like dripping down. Like this is weird. Like I'm for sure pissing on you. So I'm over here giving golden showers to my cat in the backyard, man. He definitely changed like my experience of being. He's a he's a new one. You know, we've only had So Black for several months now, and So Black's still not comfortable enough for us to touch him, but yeah, I don't know. He's skittish. He's weird, dude. He likes to be pissed on, but doesn't like to be touched by the human hand. I mean, I guess, man. Even cats have boundaries, huh? So, anyway, with the video, you know, Jacob is my nigga. It's cool, man, because like, you know, I've been pushing, you know, 1 to 2 YouTube videos a day for the last maybe 10 days or so, 11 days. And it's weird because these have been like the longest 11 days of my fucking life, bro. It's been the longest fucking month of my life. I posted that gay billionaire story 3 weeks ago. Are you kidding me, bro? It hasn't even been a month. It feels like an eternity ago. So I've just been grinding it out, pushing. And like in the beginning, there's like a little bit of like a shaking that goes on, right? Like I have to get rid of all of the people who aren't for me. So when I started posting more on my social media, being more authentic, I noticed that my follower count started to go down. And the same thing with my subscribers, like went down for just a little bit, right? Just a couple people unsubscribed. And now we're starting to see some growth. Like, wow, I'm actually experiencing a little bit of growth here. And that's cool, man. From Jacob is my nigga, probably 6 subscribers so far, 7, something like that. Less than 10. But even still, dude, like, that's fucking great, man. Like, all right, man. Like, and I'm hoping what that does is like it helps bleed into like my other videos that people watch. And what I'm really looking for is like 1,000 true fans. Who are the 1,000 people who would go fucking fly from the other side of the world to come see me speak? They buy all my merchandise, they buy all my products, they tell their friends about it. They're like huge fans of motherfucking Greg Santos. Similar to how I feel about like Kanye West. I just posted something on Threads saying that Kanye could slap me in the face and I'd still tell my friends about his next album. And while that's funny, it's actually very true. It's very true, bro. Like, I'm a huge Kanye West fan. You know, I'm more of a fan of people who represent something that is important to me, which is expression, free speech, dude. Like, it's the First Amendment. It's the First Amendment. And everybody's going around just like, no, you can't say this, you can't do that, you can't. And I don't really care about what Kanye West has to say. I love Donald Trump as well. I don't care about Donald Trump's politics. I'm actually really inspired by Donald Trump, bro. This man has dated supermodels. He's been bankrupt twice. He's a billionaire and he became the president of the United States. Like, that is an example of success, bro. That is somebody that we can fucking learn from, bro. And he is himself. I love that. Elon Musk. I love Elon because he is himself and he expresses himself freely. I don't give a shit about what they think. I care about what they stand for. I stand for that. I stand for full expression, man, because that is such a like painful spot for me in my life because my entire life, bro, people have been trying to fucking tell me something's wrong with me, tear me down. And I had such a low self-esteem, man. I believed it. And I listened to them, but I knew deep down that maybe I can be somebody in my like in my life. But yeah, man, like I've gone through most of my life not feeling accepted. Feeling like I can't be who it is that I am. As if like what? Like I can't be who I am in this world? That's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. How can I not be who it is that I am? That's ridiculous. So yeah, man, I fucking love those motherfuckers, man. I love them. Fuck yeah. And I don't even fucking vote, bro. I don't give a fucking shit about politics, nigga. I don't give a shit about none of that. That's not what's important because whoever is in office is not gonna be the person who determines my fucking life, bro. Doesn't matter who's in office, dog. Doesn't matter who's in office. No matter what, your life is gonna go wherever it's gonna go. If you aren't putting in the work, if you play the victim card, if you lack integrity, if all you do is drink and hang out with people who do cocaine, bro, it does not matter who's in office. And I recognize that, man. Like, these motherfuckers ain't gonna change my life. Yeah, they might make some decisions, we vote where like it affects the whole country, all that kind of stuff. Of course, whatever, I'll adapt. But does it make sense for me to continuously put my focus towards things that I have absolutely no control over? As if these people are my gods? You're my gods. You're supposed to make my life better. What? I'm not that powerless, bro. At the same time, look, I don't want to make the other side the enemy, the people who do care about those kind of things. If that's where you put your focus, that's where you put your focus, man. Don't, I'm not putting out any kind of hate towards you motherfuckers, man. You live how you live, and that's just not, I just decide not to live like that. And that's fine. We aren't for each other. I don't want to spend time with you. So, yeah, man. I just wish motherfuckers would give me that same kind of, love back where it's like, hey, you know what? I may not agree with how you live. However, you live how you live. I'm gonna keep living how I live. But it's the people who fucking aren't doing anything with their lives. It's the people who aren't taking the time to work on themselves who are the biggest judges, bro. The gladiators, the people who are actually in the arena doing something meaningful with their life, putting it all on the line, those motherfuckers aren't the judges. Game recognized game, bro. Anyway, so that's a little rant there. I really enjoy Threads. I like Threads a lot. I like Threads a lot. I like it a lot. I'm having so much fun with it. I just want to be on Threads all day and just like fucking tweet a million fucking times, bro. I love it. I enjoy it. And like I'd be laughing my ass off. And the thing is, man, like I'm telling the truth on there. I'm telling the truth. And you know what? I remember one time I was having a conversation with a friend like 2.5 years ago, and we were on the train, and we were talking about a situation that was going on where they had a crush on a girl that they haven't shot their shot with just yet. And they felt like there was some chemistry there, and they can possibly make something happen, but they weren't sure. And then there was another friend that we had who was interested in getting that the girl's number, who my friend was interested in, and my friend was like, "Oh man, like I want to give them the number because they're asking for something specific that they had a conversation about, but like I also want to tell them like, hey, she's off limits because I still
am looking to see if we could make something happen. She wanted, my friend wanted to set a boundary on the relationship, and we had a conversation about how it's like so difficult and challenging to be honest. We're like, how is it so challenging to be honest? That was that was the like big mystery we were trying to solve, and I was trying to solve for a long time, where I'm like, how can I get to this point? Because I remember I called a mentor one time and asked him, because he's so honest, like were you always honest, or at some point did you start to become more honest? And he said that he didn't start becoming a lot more honest till he was in his 40s. And I was like, whoa, like that gave me so much hope and belief, because at the time I was like 25 years old. So I knew I had time. And these days, I can't help but be honest. I have to be honest. I can't go against myself. I can't. I have to be strong. I have to say what it is that I feel. I have to be real. I owe a lot to my book. It's been tough, man, because just like with the subscriber count on YouTube going down a little bit, and same thing with losing followers on Instagram, that's also happening in my real life, where there are people who are really upset with me. There's people who are really confused with me. And it's tough, man, because I have to grieve these relationships that I wanted to connect with so badly. People, you've met people who you're like, oh my gosh, like this person's so friendly, or they're so charismatic, or they're so smart, or they're so successful. And what happens is, like, I want to be friends with these people, and I want to be respected by these people. I built this network of so many successful entrepreneurs, and it was work to build those connections, man. And then to shake the tree and have some of those connections fall off, it's painful. It sucks. But on the flip side, it's crazy, man, because there are people more than ever who are showing like love with my content. And I fucking think that's so dope. I want to take the time right now to say thank you for being a watcher, a listener, whatever it may be. I appreciate you tremendously. Here's what I think. I think you may watch me because you find me to be very relatable. Maybe I help you feel a little bit less lonely. Maybe you feel like you're crazy too, and your family has, tried to basically beat self-esteem out of you in your life, and made you feel ashamed for you being who it is that you are, and you being afraid to express yourself to the maximum. These are just things that I'm thinking. Or maybe you just think I'm an interesting character. That could be it as well. Or maybe you might see me as some kind of messiah, some kind of guru, some kind of super intelligent person. I don't know. I mean, possibilities are endless, but those are some guesses that I have in terms of like why you may listen. I think you might also really appreciate my realness. And I love the fans that I have so far, man. Like, I look at my YouTube feed and I'm like, okay, 16 views here, 18 views, 23 views. And me in the past would be like, oh man, like embarrassed to buy it, like, oh, these aren't getting that many views. And then then, inevitably I'd end up quitting and stuff like that, because it just was embarrassing. Who wants to have a video that has 4 or 5 views? However, the fact that you're going out of your way to watch these videos, I'm posting them a lot. I'm posting a tremendous amount of videos, and they're not like 10-minute videos, 15 minutes where you can like listen to it on double speed real quick, get some knowledge. Nah, dog, like these videos are like 45 minutes plus. And the fact that people are going out of the way and still watching these videos, and they're not like, oh man, these are too long, fuck that. That could be the thought, right? There's the battle, there's like the narrative of people's attention span has gone down. You got to give people value. It has to be, quick and strong because you lose people's attention, all that kind of stuff. And to see that I have people actually listening and watching, and people are sending me screenshots and stickers of the videos and screen recordings of parts that make them laugh. That's so rewarding. And I look at it different, man. Like, I'm just looking for those 1,000 true fans. Just those 1,000 true fans. I don't need that many people to make a living in my life. There's a great article online. It's called 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly. And it basically says, if you get 1,000 people who are true fans just to pay you $100 a year, that's a $100,000 salary. That's a good living. And for me, I'm like, dude, what I like about that is it makes the goal a lot more tangible, because what my perception was before was going from $0 to millions upon millions of dollars. And that was the goal. However, I interviewed my jiu-jitsu professor 2 months ago. And he said, setting too big of a goal can actually be stifling. If you're $20,000 in debt and you want to become a billionaire, well, that can actually be really fucking stifling because you don't know how you can get there. So then the goal might be, hey, you know what? Let me be $15,000 in debt. Let me be $5,000 in debt. Okay, my debt is paid off. Okay, how can I start, taking steps, step by step to get there in increments? So I like the 1,000 true fans because that's tangible for me. I feel like, oh, I can do that. And I was just out here just doing some reflection, and I was like, oh my gosh, man, I can't wait to throw conferences, man, like real nigga conferences, and have you come out to watch me be on stage and joke around and be silly. And I would want these events to be mostly improvised while I'm on stage. Just being in the moment, being in flow, seeing where things take me, just like how I have these videos. These videos aren't planned for the most part, but I'm unraveling things with you as I go on my life. We are on this journey together, you and I. And to bring that same kind of energy to the events, that's congruence right there. It's congruence to who it is that I am. Talk about things that are on my mind. And bringing in just the laughter and the fun, the honesty, answering questions. And I have been immersed in personal development for the last 9.5 years. And I used to be a person who, teaching, coaching, telling stories, influencing. How can I get people to take action? And I'll get frustrated, right? In terms of, how can I get more views? How can I get more likes on these posts? How come these people aren't taking these actions? And I would start to grow resentful of my audience. That was a part of a reason as well why I ended the Morning Hustlers, because I felt like I was starting to get resentful of my audience. Because I wanted something from them. I wanted money. I wasn't doing it for me anymore. I started off doing it for me. I wanted to teach others things that I was learning in books. I wanted to be around other ambitious people. It was never about the money. But then it became about the money because it was obvious that I could make money from it. But that took the joy out of it for me. And it made the relationships transactional instead of transformational. And I began to resent the people who were in my audience. And I would think like, man, these motherfuckers are broke, man. And like, I need money. And, you know, I'd be in survival mode. I don't really care about that anymore. I don't really care about teaching personal development for the sake of teaching it, right? Like getting on here and being like, okay, I gotta get on here and tell a story and like deliver a lesson, right? Because like my skills are revolving around storytelling, and if I go in here and tell a story, like it'll help it'll help me connect with my audience more, so I don't lose their attention, and you know I'll still be able to influence. I mean, this is how I used to think, man, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's where I was at that time of my life. And I love that. I love who it is that I am, and I love the mistakes that I've made because they've made me better, they've helped me grow. And I'm glad that I had taken the actions in the first place to create a community like that. And I got a tremendous amount of practice in the art of storytelling. And I've learned so much along the way. So yeah. And that version of me helped me be who it is that I am today, right now. I would not be me without him. Yeah, just things change, things evolve. This is how I do it now. I'm actually partially trying to become an anti-guru. You know, like, hey, don't listen to me. I'm not a role model for success. Like, I'm not your fucking personal development guy. I'm not your fucking, I'm not your Grant Cardone. I'm not your Evan Carmichael. I'm not your motherfucking Ty Lopez. You know, these people put out content that's very specific and intentional in relation to like business and mindset and personal development. I'm on Threads talking about getting head from a girl who used too much teeth. I'm on Threads talking about how I've had sex with a prostitute in Mexico 2 days ago. I'm on Threads talking about honest shit from my life. And I'm just hoping that nobody looks at that and say, man, I want to be like him. Part of me is like, dude, I'm not a guru. Let me tell you about my fucking faults, bro. I'm not the person to listen to. I don't have any desire to be the person who like wants to give you like the advice. You know, I'll tell you stories that will deliver, you know, lessons, and because that's what I've been doing. Like I have a lot of lessons, I have a lot of life experience that I've accumulated over the last 9.5 years. I've learned so much. I'm naturally going to do it. But my intention is to come on here and just, okay, let me share, you know, like before I turned on this camera, I was thinking to myself like, man, like, yeah, real nigga conferences, like, oh, I'm gonna turn on the camera. I just knew I was gonna talk about real nigga conference and let's see where it goes. All of this is in the moments. I don't have a map for what it is I'm going to talk about before I start talking. I have the first ignition, like, oh, okay, boom, I know where I'm gonna go a little bit. And then from there, it just fucking takes off. And that's part of my fucking magic, is just like the rant, is being in the moment, being in the present, and just sharing whatever it is that's in my heart. And also, like, I'm not doing this with conscious thought. When I read Stephen King's memoir, it's a great book, man. It's a great book. I actually read that book while I was trying to beat the game Mario Odyssey on Switch. I'll never forget that. Like I'm like the two connected in my brain. And if you played Mario Odyssey, you remember that world where like Super Mario is in the real world. Like that's such a cool fucking like level. Anyway, like that was around the time I was like beating that like world while I was reading Stephen King's memoir. But anyway, he had mentioned this thing called the muse. And the muse is this guy who is in your brain, whatever it is, and you got to set up the environment just right for the muse to go to work. Where this muse is like a channel, like it kind of goes through you. It's not necessarily coming from you, it's this energy that's outside of you that like speaks through you. It can't do it on its own. It has to speak through you. And what you want to do is, as best as you can, set up your environment in a way for the muse to shine through. And that's what I feel that is it for me, right? Like, boom, the fucking muse comes out, man, when it comes to like turning on this camera. The muse comes out when I'm fucking writing, when I'm on threads, and I'm just like laughing my ass off. I'm having a great time. And like, dude, I fucking love creativity so much. I love creating. I'm so excited to go back in the house after this and, you know, continue working on my second book. And, you know, just reminding myself, like, bro, this is like the best part, man. It's just the engagement, the fact that you get to do this. And I made the commitment lately, or like in the past like week or so, like, you know what, man? Yeah, I'm going all in on my art. I'm dedicating my whole fucking life to my art. Like, I don't give a fuck about trying to fucking get into a relationship with a woman. I'm getting my vasectomy, you know, in about 30 days or so. I'm committing to my fucking art. And I can't wait to see what it is that I can create. What can I do? Like that's what's going to be great, right? Like I will be able to take all of my energy and focus and channel it into creating great works. With that, like what am I going to be able to produce? What am I going to be able to create? That's exciting to give my all into this, cuz when you have children and a family, your energy gets divided up. It's no longer about you. It's about your child. It's about spouse, whatever it is, but mostly the children, right? And they become the most important thing. I want to keep me the most important for me. I don't want to have children, but like, what kind of great works can I make with the time that I have, with not being in a relationship, with not having kids, dude? Like, yo, and the fact that I've experienced so much in my 20s and I have such a fucking wealth of life experience and I have these incredible skills that I've built and this incredible knowledge and this network that I have and who it is that I've become and who I'm becoming. And I'm only 28 years old, bro. Imagine 20 years of this shit, nigga. Imagine 20 years of just putting in the work, writing. Bro, I'm telling you, dude. Already, the second book that I'm writing is going to top the Real Nigga Bible. It's better than the Real Nigga Bible. I don't mean that with any form of exaggeration. The Real Nigga Bible is a great book. My second book is gonna be like, shit, bro. Whoo. Like the Real Nigga Bible is like an appetizer, right? Like Real Nigga Bible is like chips and salsa. But like the main entree is this juicy ass fucking Wagyu steak. That's coming your way, baby. I know it's weird to think about eating chips and salsa than having like a Wagyu steak, or is it Wagyu? Whatever, you know what I'm saying. I remember one time I went to breakfast with my friend and his like family, and this nigga said he's gonna get some salmon, and that just did not sit right in my brain. And I said, bro, did you just say salmon? And then the rest of the table was like, it's salmon. And all of us were thinking the same thing. And I was nervous to call it out. I'm like, did this nigga just say something? Like, okay. Anyway, so like even that's gonna be such a great work of art. And what I really want to do is I want to go to like the top museums. I want to go to as many Salvador Dali museums as I can. I want to go to the Louvre. I want to spend, a couple weeks in Paris, going to all these different, museums as much as I can and just absorbing it, being present in there and just like learning and just being in that environment. I want to travel. I want to see the greatest art that this world has to offer. I want to go to New York. I want to go to these big museums, these famous museums. I want to see these beautiful creations. I want to go to Burning Man because of the creativity behind it. I want to dedicate my life to this. I want to gather inspiration from those like the great artists that come before me, to see their work, to be in the presence of their work, to experience their work, to go to the greatest museums this earth has to offer. That's dope. I love that. I love that. I want to do that. Oh my gosh, I want to do that. And I'm going to. And it's going to be so fun. I'm going to have so much fucking fun, dude. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be great. I'm going to be mind blown. And I'm going to be so grateful that my life is set up to where, like, it's so beneficial for me just to be in the presence of this great, great, great art. Oh, how beautiful. Man, to live life beautifully, artfully. I believe I'm going to go down as one of the greats as well. Motherfucking Picasso, motherfucking Salvador Dali. We know these motherfuckers, man. Who else? Who else is just a motherfucking legend as an artist, as an author? I'm telling you, dog, my name's gonna go down in history. History. My books are going to be talked about way after I'm dead. And bro, in 20 years, I'll be 48. What about 30 years? 30 years of no kids. I'm 28. I haven't even lived 30 years yet. 30 years of dedication to art, writing, documenting. What can I create? I'm nowhere. Like, the next book is gonna be my greatest creation ever, and it's gonna pale in comparison to what my greatest creation will actually be. That's nuts. It's exciting. I fucking love it. So I'm feeling good today, man. No existential crisis today for me, okay? I got out of Dodge today, but who knows? Tomorrow, we know I may be fucking stressed out of my mind and just like, what's going on? What's my next steps? That's part of the journey, man. It's part of the process. You can't have dark without light. You can't have left without right. You can't have ecstasy without agony. So in this moment, I'm going to appreciate the fact that I fucking feel incredible, man. But at the same time, I know I have some storms I have to weather coming soon. Maybe even tonight. Whoo, bro. Yes. So like I'm so excited to just be on this journey, man, and like I'm so glad about the discovery of threads. I'm so glad about my fucking Jacob is my nigga video, and I went to Chili's today to work, and I just I'll tell you what, dude, it's a blessing and a curse to be really good looking. I'm very good looking, and my beard has gotten me more attention than I've ever got in my life. I mean, I have more people hitting on me than ever before. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I like. Uh, however, you know, like being good looking and gathering a lot of attention isn't always a great thing because although I am very confident and I can be very confident socially as well, I still like have like a lot of anxiety and like I feel like when I meet somebody, I always feel like they don't like me off the bat. I always feel like I have to win over their approval. I always feel like I have to do something. It's like I always feel like we're starting off on a foot that you don't like me. It's the truth. And I feel like I have to do a song and dance for you. And I don't like that. So what I've been doing is like I haven't really been talking to anybody at work. They want to talk to me and they're cool and they're like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Hey, what's good, bro?" I'll give them good energy back, but I'm not asking. Remember from Don't Be a Menace? Don't ask no questions. Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't ask. just, just put the money in the basket. You gotta look that up on YouTube if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's like a parody movie about like being in the hood and like the pastor is talking about like why can't I have a nice car? Why can't Pastor Jake have a motherfucking nice house? Huh? You know, if the Lord bless me with it, the Lord shall bless me with it. All right. And then instantly he asks like, and he's like, "Don't ask no questions." He's like, just put the money in the basket. It's so funny, but yeah, I don't ask any questions. You know, from people, I don't take the time to get to know people, and I can tell that there are people in the environment who find me to be attractive, and they are making an effort to connect with me. But for the most part, I just make it all about the job. I don't really share anything so much about me. There's two people who kind of know just a little bit too much about me, because yesterday I was working and I ran into one of my friends that I went to that I rolled with in jujitsu. I've only met him once in jujitsu, and he was my training partner, and he's like a belt above me. He's a blue belt, and he was such a great partner. He was such a great training partner. And he told me this analogy, this really, really great analogy. It was a surfing analogy. I have never surfed before, but he broke it down in such a great way. He said, sometimes when you're surfing, you'll be out in the ocean, and sometimes you get wiped out by a wave, and you're completely disoriented, and you know, like now, like you know, if you panic, you can potentially drown. And that's the truth. I actually have gone surfing before and I've gotten hit by waves. You're like, whoa, fuck. It's like, it's scary as shit. And he said, what you do in times like that, where you get hit by the wave, the best thing you can do is just curl up in a ball and just let the wave take you. Be in full acceptance of the wave. Don't panic. Just curl up in a ball, let it take you. And I applied that to my life. I remember at the time I was working at like a hotel that's really popular in my city. It's called the Mission Inn Hotel, and it's like a very historical place. And every single year they throw a big event that's called the Festival of Lights. It's a 6-week long event all about Christmas, and like it becomes a huge event in the downtown area, and like everything revolves around this like hotel. And I worked there during the Festival of Lights, and it would just be super crazy. It'd be packed, and like we'd be super busy. And I remember maybe a day or two after that guy told me about it, about the surfing analogy, I was at work and I was stressed out, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let this carry me. I'm just gonna accept this. I'm not gonna resist it, because that's what I was trying to do. I'm like, oh, like, fuck, man, I'm feeling this way. I gotta like, whew. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm just gonna, this is it. I feel this way, and that's just the reality. That's what I feel. And it helped me out so much. So I saw him again at Chili's. I'm like, bro, what you told me during the training session like was so helpful, man. And he was wearing a Gracie Jiu Jitsu shirt. And one of my coworkers was right there. He said, "Oh, you do Jiu Jitsu?" Like talking to him. I was like, or talking to us. I was like, "Yeah, like that's where we met." And it turns out that he really is a big, like my coworker is a massive fan of the UFC. And we started talking about jiu-jitsu, and like, we had something in common, and we were like, opening up. And then I handed him I gave him a real nigga Bible business card. I said, "This is my book. It's published through Barnes and Noble." And I showed him and another coworker, and like, I'm like, man, like, I really just wanted to do my best. I wanted to see how long I can just like not like share anything about me at work. But that's where we at. But I can tell like they want to get to know me. And meanwhile, in my head, I'm like, I'm just here to do my job, and I'm only here for as long as I need to be. The very moment that I have an opportunity to jump ship, I will absolutely do it. But right now, this is where I'm at, and I'm just going to zip it. I don't know where I was going with this. I don't know why I actually initially started telling this story, but yeah, yeah. Just I feel like being good looking, it's a blessing and it's a curse, as well. Because I do get a lot of attention, and I'm like shy, and I'm like anxious, and I feel like I tell myself stories from my past in terms of times I got rejected by women, and like me wanting to give a lot to somebody else, but they don't want it from me, and I'm like trying to make a commitment to them, and like they just see me as a friend, and like that's that's hurtful. That sucks, and when you're young, you're a teenager, and you have a couple of those that happen, right, without much success, that stays with you. That fear, like, damn, bro, like some people that I really wanted to be with that didn't feel that towards me. And to have that happen over and over and over again without any success, it's like the elephant, the baby elephant analogy, where the baby elephant that's tied to the chain, as a baby, it tugs and it tugs and it tugs and it's trying to break the chain, but it can't, and it's doing its best. So then it learns that, okay, you can't break the chain. And then when the elephant gets older and is strong enough to just rip through that chain, it learned from a young age that it can't. And now it's developed learned helplessness, and it doesn't even try. And that's where I am with women. I'm still like fucking super fucking terrified. It's the biggest challenge I face, is like I always feel so nervous, so uncomfortable, and I just like at this point I'm just like, fuck it, man. Like, what? I'm not even gonna fucking worry about it. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just gonna fucking dedicate myself to my art. That shit makes me happy. That shit makes me feel safe. Women, they'll come to me because of how good my art is, but I'm not gonna chase no women, bro. I'm not chasing women anymore. Only thing I chase is my motherfucking dreams. That's it. I only chase my dreams. That's the only thing I fucking care about, dog. That's the only thing I care about. And it feels just liberating, like, nah, nigga, like, this, fuck that. And I know there's pain attached, all that kind of stuff, and you can say ego, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But this feels good for me. Looking after what's important for me and my own damn self. And I know I got the juice, man. I know I got the talent. I know I got the skill. I know I got the work ethic. I got everything it takes, man. It's literally just only a matter of time. And the only reason why it hasn't happened just yet is because I'm supposed to learn specific lessons that I need to learn right now before I make it. Otherwise, Why else would I be here? I'm here for a purpose. There's something purposeful, and something that's very important for me to be, that I'm supposed to learn or do or take action from, because I'm in this situation that I wouldn't learn once I make it. I must learn specific lessons right here, right now. So that's fine. But I am fully aware that I will make it. Fully aware. I don't know what that looks like. But I know I have all the right ingredients. Oh man, it's gonna be so dope. It already is so dope, man. I'm very I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate. I got very fortunate to have the education that I had in my late teens, early 20s. I didn't even realize how valuable the education that I was getting, man, through sales, through Tony Robbins, through books, through podcasts. Because like I was a sponge. I didn't have anything to compare it to, anything to contrast it to. When I was graduated from high school, I was like, bro, I felt like I'm a baby again. Like, I don't know shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? That was something I felt for a couple years. Like, I feel like I'm a baby still. Like, I'm like learning about the world. Like, what? And I was learning a lot and I was loving it, but I didn't actually fully understand how powerful the principles that I was actually learning. Like, whoa, am I so glad that that foundation was set like so early on in my life. Like, how fucking fortunate I am that I came across this stuff, personal development, at 19 years old instead of 42 years old. Bro, I got very fortunate. Very fortunate. Man, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of, because I've always taken actions that are right for me, that I felt that were right for me, man. Like, I dropped out of motherfucking college because I was learning more from the books that I was reading than I was from my classroom. And I questioned that decision for years, just afraid, like, damn, should I go back? And then it was painful once I started seeing my niggas from high school was getting their bachelor's degree and they're posting it on Instagram. I'm like, fuck. Here I am fucking selling Facebook ads to real estate agents. And, oh, man, did it take time to build me. And I'm so glad that I had a motherfucking mentor, several mentors, you know, my early fucking 20s and shit, man. That shit all paid off, dog. It paid off, and it's continued to pay off. And like the momentum that I have in my life, and then all of this experience compounded over time, nigga, come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. A big indicator of success is how early someone starts. I think Warren Buffett, he was, what was he, 11 when he started investing? 13 when he started investing? Something like that. You know, I think Jack Harlow, he was rapping in like middle school and shit, putting in the work. There's a, I was hanging out with a friend of mine who knows someone who's 18, bringing in $1.2 million a year right now in their business. And they got their start fucking in sales at like 13 years old. They dropped out of high school. So, yeah, man, like, wow. All the risks that I've taken to gain knowledge, man, to gain an education. And society won't recognize that, right? People, you know, I think things have changed in terms of college. I think the perspective has shifted. I think the world has woke up in terms of like, you don't need a college degree. Um, but like, you know, I know people who are like, college degree is still so important. You got to get it. You know, it's like, it's going to be the reason why you become successful, all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, you go, you know, tens of thousands of dollars in debt, maybe potentially hundreds of $1,000s in debt. But it's not seen as the same value if you were to spend that same amount of money on books, on courses, on coaching from people who actually have real world experience. They don't recognize that as equally as important or even more important than getting a college education. You don't get a college education, bro. You don't learn shit in college. You learn some. There's some things like, you know, you'll take a good fucking sociology class, or, you know, you'll learn some shit from your major. But like, you're learning from someone who's also learned from regurgitated information from a textbook as well. Instead of somebody, okay, I'll give you an example. I remember I went back to school in 2019. Because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna get my degree, because it was a guru that I followed who swore by his college education. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna bite the bullet, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna learn business. And I remember I was taking a business class, and my teacher, on 3 different occasions, maybe even more, bro, definitely not less, she was so adamant on making sure when you send an email to somebody that you don't put a lowercase I. Why do you keep talking about this? Is this what we're learning in business class? Not sending a lowercase I in an email? I bet that this woman has never even owned a business herself, and she's teaching a business class. Versus me learning from motherfucking Joe Polish, bro, about life. Founder of Genius Network. Learning from other fucking successful people, dog. Real world experience. And I took risk after risk, broke as fuck, putting it all on the line, going in debt, leveraging my network, all this kind of stuff, man. Doing everything in my fucking power to gain this education, and fuck, has it paid off. And it's paying off because of who it is that I am, bro. You can't put a motherfucking price on self-esteem. You can't put a price on feeling good about yourself and loving yourself and living a life that connects with you and learning about who you are and how you operate, how your mind works. You can't put a price on that, man. And things are only gonna get better, man. I got the personality, I got the skill, I got the motherfucking charisma, I got the work ethic that is gonna take me to the fucking moon, dog. My pop. Hello, hello. So my camera's about to die soon. So I just want to just say I appreciate you being a listener, and hey, like, think about it. You're here early on, bro. You're here early on. You're about to see some shit change. We're about to see it together. We're going to experience it together. We're on this journey together. So thank you for being here early. Thank you for believing in me. I appreciate it tremendously. Thank you so much. And I hope that you witnessing my journey encourages you to be the best you can be as well. I love you tremendously.